The Secret of Willow Creek. Maya didn't just like Willow Creek, she loved it with all her heart. It was her sanctuary, her secret garden, her outdoor library. The creek, not much more than a wide stream, meandered lazily through the ancient woods behind her family's cottage. While other kids her age preferred bustling playgrounds or digital screens, Maya felt a unique pull to the quiet, rustling leaves and the gentle gurgle of the water. To her, Willow Creek wasn't just a place, it was a living, breathing entity, full of unspoken stories and hidden wonders. Every Saturday, without fail, Maya would pack her trusty canvas backpack. Inside, there was always a bottle of water, a sandwich, an apple, and her most treasured possession, a worn, leather-bound notebook with a pen clipped to its spine. She used it to sketch interesting plants, jot down thoughts, or simply make lists of the cloud shapes she saw. Today, however, her mission was specific: to find a perfect, smooth-skipping stone for her collection. The air was warm and smelled of damp earth and pine. Sunlight dappled through the canopy of leaves, creating shifting patterns on the forest floor. Squirrels chattered from high branches, and the cheerful song of a robin echoed through the trees. Maya followed a narrow, overgrown path she hadn't taken before, deeper into the less explored parts of the woods. The creek here was narrower, rushing a little faster over smooth pebbles. As she rounded a bend, she noticed a cluster of unusually large, gnarled roots belonging to an enormous oak tree. The tree looked ancient, its branches reaching like welcoming arms towards the sky. And there, tucked perfectly within the tangled embrace of those roots, something unusual winked at her. It wasn't a shiny rock or a lost toy. It was a small, dark wooden box, half buried and mostly covered in emerald green moss. A thrill of excitement, like tiny electric currents, zipped through Maya. This was exactly the kind of discovery she always dreamed of. Kneeling, she carefully brushed away the moss and loose soil. The box was no bigger than her hand, crafted from dark, polished wood, possibly oak itself. It had a simple, rusted brass latch, green with age. Taking a deep breath, Maya gently tugged on the latch. With a soft, almost inaudible click, it gave way. Slowly, carefully, she lifted the hinged lid. Her eyes widened. Inside, nestled on a bed of faded, purplish velvet, lay a single, smooth, gray stone. It looked deceptively ordinary, like countless river stones. But as Maya reached in and picked it up, she gasped softly. Tiny, luminous lines, like miniature streams of pure moonlight, pulsed just beneath its surface, flowing and merging in a mesmerizing dance. And then, she felt it, a gentle, rhythmic hum, a vibration that seemed to resonate deep within her palm. The stone was warm, too, like a small, smooth egg just taken from a bird's nest. Beside the stone lay a tightly rolled piece of parchment, secured with a thin, brown ribbon that had almost faded to the color of dust. With trembling fingers, Maya untied the ribbon and unrolled the brittle paper. The script was elegant, with graceful loops and swirls, clearly from another time. She had to squint a little, tracing the words with her finger, to make sense of them. The message read: "To the finder of this stone, a gift from the ancient heart of Willow Creek. This is no ordinary rock, but a whisper stone. Hold it close, listen carefully, and the whispers of the past, and perhaps the future, will guide you. Its power is gentle, its wisdom profound. Use it wisely, and always with kindness in your heart. Share its guidance with those who need it, but never reveal its secret place, nor the stone itself, to those who do not understand its silent song." Maya reread the message twice, her heart pounding a joyful rhythm against her ribs. A whisper stone. She looked at the stone in her hand, and indeed, the shimmering lines seemed to glow a little brighter, as if responding to her understanding. Hesitantly, she pressed the smooth stone against her ear, closing her eyes, just as the message instructed. At first, she heard only the familiar sounds of the woods, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a woodpecker. Then, slowly, faintly, something else began to emerge. It wasn't spoken words, but a sensation. A whisper of pure calm, a feeling of deep wisdom, as if the ancient trees themselves were sharing their silent knowledge. She felt a connection, not just to the creek, but to everything around her, to the very pulse of nature. The whisper filled her with a profound sense of peace and belonging. A few minutes later, she opened her eyes. The world seemed sharper, more vibrant. As she walked back towards the main path, clutching the stone, she felt a strong, sudden urge to turn left instead of right, down a small, barely visible deer trail. Use its power wisely, the message had said. She trusted the feeling and followed. Deep within the secluded trail, she found it, a small, baby bird, fallen from its nest, chirping weakly on the forest floor. Its eyes were closed, and it shivered. Maya's heart ached. Without hesitation, guided by an instinct that felt stronger than her own, she gently scooped up the tiny creature. She searched for the nest, her eyes drawn to a low branch on a nearby bush, where a tiny, perfectly woven nest sat, just out of reach. Standing on her tiptoes, and with the help of a sturdy fallen branch she used as a step, she carefully returned the bird to its home. The mother bird, who had been anxiously circling overhead, flew down with a grateful chirp. Maya looked at the whisper stone, which seemed to glow with a soft, inner light. This was what the message meant. Kindness. Guidance. Back home, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Maya carefully placed the whisper stone back in its wooden box. She tucked the box deep inside her desk drawer, beneath old drawings and forgotten school notes. It would be her secret, a sacred trust. She wouldn't tell anyone about the stone, not yet. But she knew, with a certainty that settled deep in her soul, that the whisper stone of Willow Creek would continue to guide her, helping her to see the unseen, hear the unheard, and to always, always choose kindness. The woods, her beloved Willow Creek, held even more magic than she had ever imagined, and she was now a small part of its ancient, whispering heart.